Guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. It's Thursday morning and as you can see I'm up and I'm bright as a button and the weather is not sunny today. It's like murky and it's a bit chilly. I'm a single white female who lives alone. I've got no children to take to school. My children grew up. Well, my kids are in their 20s, so they grew up a long time ago. So I spend a lot of time on my own. I've got a lot of time on my hands. I have a couple of disabilities, which I wasn't very well last night. I wasn't very well yesterday afternoon, and I wasn't very well last night. So on the surface, I can look okay, and I can look well, and then a load of noise can make me feel extremely ill and sick, and it did yesterday. I paid the price for just going out down Rochester High Street. I paid the price for it. I wanted to take some photographs, I wanted to do some film footage. I'd missed the filming of The Crown, where they were filming Camilla and Charles's wedding. And I wanted to walk down there. And it was so noisy. There were builders by the cathedral. There were builders on the corner where the Rochester railway station was. And there were builders up and down Rochester High Street making such a horrific noise that I suffered for it later on in the afternoon. Plus with all the smells of really, really strong incense. In one of the charity shops, it smelt of really, really strong incense, and it gave me a headache. So yesterday afternoon and evening, I wanted to relax. I didn't go to bed. I just sat down, made myself a coffee. I'd felt very tired and very weak, so I drank 2 bottles of Lucozade to try and wake myself up, because when you have a migraine it can make you feel very, very weak and tired and faint even. So last night I opened all the windows. I slept with the windows and the door to the balcony open. I felt so hot, weak and tired. So about 8:30, I'd come in from a walk with Max. We'd gone out for a walk around the field together. Pretty quiet, pretty, like I told you before, the dog Rena was walking with its owner in front of me. So I got into my flat. Around 8:30 I made myself a cup of coffee and I had an excruciating headache, a head banging headache. A lot of people get it living around builders' noise. It started again. These flats at the top, 2025, that's another, 2 years of banging, drilling and builders up and down the road. It's like living on a construction site. It's noisy, it's smelly, and it can be dirty as well. Fumes. So you get through one lot. When I first moved into this property, there was builders right opposite me, banging, looking through the window, bright lights shone in my face, and I had to keep going to the doctors because it was making me sick and ill. Well, that started again. So I put the telly on and I was looking forward to watching I'm a Celebrity, South Africa. And lo and behold, the takeaway shit starts again. I've got a headache, I feel sick, I'm extremely tired, and this time we've got 2 women, 2 females, ring mine Crystal's buzzer, flat 5, at 10 to 9, 8:50, one after the other, 2 women. The advice I've been told by Kent Police is to keep the windows and the doors shut and not let anybody in. So that's what I did. One of them managed to gain access to the building and knock on my front door with the lift broken, but I still didn't let them in. I didn't answer the door. I wasn't feeling well. For all I know, I could have COVID or something infectious because I was sweating. I had a temperature last night and I didn't want whoever knocked the door to get it. Right, I was sweating like a pig and I felt really ill and I was almost throwing up. And I've got a woman at my door, a female. Eventually she goes off. They've got some posh cars, haven't they? The final delivery guy delivered just after like 5 to 9 and he had this really posh Mini. Like a really brand new Mini with a dashboard shining in the dark. A Mini. And he rings the buzzer and I've taped it. The noise that goes off every time they ring the buzzer is horrible. It's loud, ear piercing. And of course it upsets the neighbour upstairs. He starts walking about, doesn't he? So you've got two things going on here. Are they upsetting me or are they trying to upset him upstairs when he's quiet? But I keep ringing my buzzer about 6 to 10 times. Switch the buzzer off, take the guy ringing the buzzer because the police say they want evidence of who's doing this. So I noted the time down, how long the guy hung about, and I thought I'd seen him before. And if it's the same delivery driver, surely he knows that deliveries coming to this address is wrong. It was the same guy in a different car. I mean, you think they'd cotton on that it's a scam and a joke. So I switched the buzzer off and I sat down and I've made a report to Kent Police, another one. The time, the date, how it's making me feel, what it's making me feel like. And I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop doing it. They're just going to keep getting an email now. I'm not ringing 101 with a fucking banging headache when I feel sick. And it's usually a female that answers the phone. And I'm on the phone for nearly an hour to a female, a woman, and they don't do anything anyway. So I'm getting fed up of that. So the police have been informed the day, the time, and 3 takeaways last night, just before and after 9 o'clock in the evening, when a family with kids has just obviously put their children to bed because they've got school in the morning. I haven't got kids, they're just messing around with me. It's ridiculous. Told you, while the police continue to bow their heads in the sand and ignore it, it's going to get worse. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1791, Samuel Morse was born. He was initially a portrait painter, but in his 40s he developed a code of dots and dashes for sending messages over long distances. Why not ask me to say something in Morse code?
Alexa, say something in Morse code.
Dit dit dit, da da da, dit da dit, dit da dit, da dit da da. Dit dit, da dit dit, da da da, da dit, da. Da dit da, da dit, da da da, dit da da. Da, dit 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 dit, dit da, da. Da da da, da dit, dit.
Alexa, can you decipher that?
I don't know that.
Well, I won't know what you said, Alexa, in Morse code. And that's also remembering my father, Derek, who had various jobs before he passed away and retired. My dad worked for Morse Catalogue Company. And also there's an Inspector Morse on the telly, isn't there? So my father, Derek, was a milkman. an ice cream man. He used to drive me around in the ice cream van when I was a little girl, and I used to pinch the lollies. He had various jobs, my father, loads of them, and he did meet the famous celebrities. Derek did on his travels, because he worked for a television company, lots of them. Vision Hire, Granada TV Rentals, TV World. So, Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 8:45 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Thursday the 27th of April.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
Currently, in Rochester it's 7 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies.
And Alexa,
You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 13 degrees and a low of 7 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Where does a polar bear keep its money? In a snowbank.
Right, guys, so as this place gets more popular, more people move in, more flats are built, you're going to get more noise, more dogs and more trouble. Just like London is loud and noisy, smelly and dirty, the underground you sweat, it's hot, it stinks, and you get a dry throat in the underground. So the more flats that get built, the more people that move in, and they're turning Rochester into a version of London, right? Box on top of box on top of box on top of box, which poor kids shouldn't be living in anyway. They should have a garden. So they're running around in flats with no garden, with a tiny balcony. It's tiny for children. Not for me, it's perfect for me, I'm on my own, but little kids, it's not much of a garden, is it? It isn't, is it? It's like a hamster cage to a child. So, I walked Max after the takeaway hoo-ha. I managed to watch a small portion of Celebrity South Africa. With Paul Burrell, Diana's butler, in there. And my God, do some of these people, right, a famous butler, need more money? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's people starving out there. There's people really in dire straits, and we're watching Diana's former butler make a plonker of himself, in my opinion. As if he hasn't done enough of that already, trying to exploit Diana's name. Every documentary he's on, I was Diana's butler. And did you know that the Queen said that he was allowed to do it, but he actually took Diana's underwear, Diana's underclothing. Another guy that was married and divorced his wife and was homosexual and married a bloke. So there's more of that happening lately. Men that have been married for years, divorcing their wives and getting married to a man. So that Paul Burrell is another one. I mean, I've got nothing with homosexuality, but I just feel sorry for a wife that has lived with a bloke for over 20 years and he suddenly decides to leave them for a man. It must make the wife feel horrible, mustn't it? So I just went to bed. I mean, he's been as good as gold upstairs. I've got no complaints whatsoever. It's other people making terrific noises. going out first thing in the morning and coming back late at night. Stay there, Matt. Stay there. So, I've got a Tesco delivery arriving this evening. I've got Tesco's coming this evening. So we had 3 takeaways arrive last night and I kept the door shut. And I've got has got a Tesco delivery this evening. And someone's having an Iceland food delivery over there. They're just making fools of themselves because I've got plenty of food in the fridge and the cupboard and I'm having a home delivery later on. So honestly, they're just making fools of themselves, to be honest. And my hair's still ginger at the moment. Come on. I told you, it's not the fact that I haven't got food to eat. It's what's in their cruel, horrible minds. I've got food, I've got money, and I've got money to buy food. It's just what's in somebody's horrible, wicked, sadistic mind. Somebody thinks that I'm going to steal because I'm hungry and I'm not. They think I'm going to lose my temper and act stupid and I'm not. And this is what the devil does. He stirs up trouble. He's a liar. He's a fornicator. He's a trickster. And he'll trick other people into making out he's good and I'm bad, and I'm not bad at all. That's what the purpose of the devil is, to deceive. So I've got it started again, all this hatred on me, all this evil on me, putting out books in bookshops with evil in capital letters staring at me. I'm not evil. How could my dad called me evil? My father Derek called me evil and spread it round Facebook. Yet he beat my mother for several years and he sexually abused me and was violent. The devil is a trickster. He's a deceiver. My dad used to shake hands with people and behind closed doors he was beating my mother. Anyone that believes the devil's wickedness, you know, that's up to you. But I'm not going to stop exposing the devil and the evil that is being spread across this country and around the world at the moment in time. There is horrific cruelty, fighting, fires, evil going on. Destruction. And you don't destroy good. That's not gonna stop the evil. You need to stop the evil that's doing it. You don't attack good people and hurt good people, because that's what the devil is doing. He's deceiving people, deceiving them. And you pay the price for following the devil. You pay the price. In the end you do. It's the wrong path to choose. Drugs, alcohol, beating people, you know, stealing is wrong. And in the end, what goes around comes around. So if you can't get away with thieving and harming people and being cruel and not it, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you can. And we all learn the hard way. If you steal something, something will get stolen from you. If you do wrong, it comes back to you. I'm a solitary individual. I work alone, right? I don't trust people. I've learnt not to trust them. Even people that purport to be your friends stab you in the back and say nasty things. Best friends get jealous. I'd rather work alone. Yes, I would like company. Yes, I'm a single woman and I would like male company. But if I don't get the right company, I don't want any at all. Because negative people drain your energy. They make you feel weak. Their poisoned tongues, their lies sap your energy and make you feel ill. Yesterday, I actually felt like the life had been drained out my body. I felt so weak yesterday. You know, people. Matt, what happened yesterday? Right, guys, I came back from a walk and Max started barking at this guy. And the guy stopped and said it's all right. And I tried speaking to somebody. And I said, I'm sorry, he's very protective of me. Max is protective. Have you got any advice? And this guy said to me, get a bottle of water, like a perfume bottle. And every time he does that, spray some water on him. Then I went into the library and that horrible woman, the horrible woman that told me off, and I'm 54, probably older than she is, had a bottle behind the library counter. Just like the guy had told me to spray on Max when he started barking and being a bit aggressive. So that is weird, isn't it? That is weird. He also said he was a dog person and not to worry about it. So I can talk to people, I can socialise, but it seems some people get all wound up because I've spoken to somebody. It rustles their feathers and they start being rude and aggressive to me. So this is why I stay indoors and keep myself away from it. Because I don't want fights with other people. I just want to go shopping. I want to cheer myself up after a shitty, rotten day. I don't have anyone in my flat. There's just me and my dog. Right? And I'm nobody's property. And this certainly isn't a film set. You know, Britney Spears sings about Lucky. She's a star, she's famous, but at night she's so alone and miserable. Because she's like living in a film set. She goes out and does her actress and her singing, and then she's stuck alone indoors with no company. Listen to Britney Spears' song Lucky, and you'll see where I'm coming from. Now I am going to have a cup of coffee and I'm going to do what I want to do, not what anybody else wants me to do. See you later.